Guys, I think I just found my favorite autotune to date. What's up, guys? It's Eli from EliMusicGroup.com. Be sure to check out the website for any and all of your music needs. So earlier today, before I got into the studio, I was checking my emails and I noticed that there was an email from Slate Digital in reference to my All Access Pass. And when I checked that email, it was the announcement of a new plugin. And that plugin is no other than Metatune. I already have the entire suite and I already have the Wavetune real-time. So why am I so excited about another plugin that basically just tunes vocals? Normally, I wouldn't be excited for a new plugin that I basically already have it in a different form. But the plugins that I do already have, I have been having some problems with them, and I am tired of going back and forth trying to get those plugins up and running so I can continue with a mix. So I started thinking maybe this new plugin is the answer to all of my problems. With the Wavetune Real-Time, the problem that I have with it is that I can only move that license once a year. And since I use two computers to do studio work on, I have to keep that license on one computer. If I was working on anything where I had to do some vocal tuning on, I have to move that project over to the computer where I have Wavetune Real-Time saved on so I can continue the mix there. And that gets pretty annoying sometimes. And as far as the entire suite, for about a week before my subscription is due, I lose access to all of my entire plugins. And for a couple months or so, I had about 2 licenses going at the same time, and even that didn't fix the problem. And every month, it never fell. Exactly 1 week before my subscription is due, I would lose access to my entire suite, which basically made it impossible to finish a mix. So right now, I am super excited to see where Metatune takes me. I've already used it on a couple records I had to mix today, and so far, I am loving it. Right now, let's go ahead and jump into the computer and take a look at how similar it is to Audition Pro and Wavetune Real-Time. Before we jump in, shout out to Phil Pressure for providing us with this song. It is a song that we've already used on this channel, and we will continue to use it every time we need to make a demo on any plugins, at least until we get an updated song so we can use. Because as you guys know, I cannot use my client songs to make demos before their songs are released. And if I have access to any song, it's going to be before that song is released because I will be mixing it. I just wanted to let you guys know that this is not going to be a comparison video, so I will not be putting those autotunes head to head to see which one sounds better. We're just gonna be going over all the similarities between all three. And as a bonus, I'm gonna show you guys 4 of my favorite features that Metatune currently has right now that currently no other plugin has right now. So right on the surface, Metatune is just like your typical auto-tune plugin. It's got a keyboard layout to show you basically the notes that are on your scale that you are using. And it's got some controls that you'd be using to tune the vocal to your liking. Starting with how fast autotune is going to be reacting to your vocal. On Audition Pro, we have retune speed. On Wavetune, we have just speed. And on Metatune, again, we have speed. Moving back to Autotune, we have flex tune, which is basically how hard your autotune is going to be tuning. And on Wavetune, we have it called note transition. And on Metatune, it's called sustain. Moving on Audition Pro, we have what's called humanize. And on this one, you can see that it is set to 0. Basically, what that means is when you're tuning a vocal using Audition Pro, with humanize being at 0, all you're hearing is just the tuned signal. Now, if you move it around, if you move it up, then you start blending in the original signal with the tune signal, and you can blend that in to your liking to see what you actually prefer. Moving on to Wavetune, they have that called correction. And as you can see on Wavetune, it is at 100. What that means is, again, at 100, it is the tune signal. If you want to blend it in with the original signal, you would have to back off from that knob until you get something that you like, and that's how that works. Moving on to Metatune, you can see it's called amount. Basically, it's doing the same thing. At 100%, you are listening to the tune signal. When you start backing off on it, you start blending that in with the original signal to get the perfect tuning that you may be looking for. Now you can see there's a 4th knob on Audition Pro that is called natural vibrato. That is basically to control the amount of vibrato that the singer may have or not have in some cases. And on the Wavetune, they have a fader for you to control that with. And moving on to Metatune, there is not really an option for that. But what they do have is a note stabilizer. With the note stabilizer, basically works the same way that the natural vibrato would work on Audition Pro. It basically controls the amount of vibrato a singer may have. I think that's about it as far as similarities that they have, but looking at each plugin, you can see that they all have their own sets of features that the other may not have. And most of these features, probably 90% of people is not even going to be looking at any of them when mixing. So to me, they don't really matter. The main ones that we're all going to be using, they all have in common. If you're finding any type of values into this video, make sure to drop a like and comment down below to show your support to this channel. And if you're new, don't forget to hit on the subscribe button and turn on the notification for more videos like this. All right, we made it to this part of the video right now where we're going to be taking a listen to what Metatune sounds like on a vocal. And after that, I'm going to share with you guys the 4 features that I love about Metatune so far. Let's go ahead and take a listen at this vocal provided by Feel Pressure.
I had a dream, maybe it was just a nightmare. In a ring with my demons, you know they don't fight fair. They gon' treat me like a god when I rock the sign. Never all the oozing eyes gon' fade, close the door behind ya. Don't you say I'm acting brand new, you know where my mind was. Making moves, working hard so I don't stay where I was. Now I'm closer, clocking in about 10,000 hours. Pressure, pressure, go and get 'em, now I'm in Bahamas. I had a dream, maybe it was just a nightmare. In a ring with my demons, you know they don't fight fair. They gon' treat me like a god when I rock the sign. Never all the oozing eyes gon' fade, close the door behind ya. Don't you say I'm acting brand new, you know where my mind was. Making moves, working hard so I don't stay where I was. Now I'm closer, clocking in about 10,000 hours. Pressure, pressure, go and get 'em, now I'm in Bahamas.
Straightforward, this is basically how I'd be using Metatune on a vocal track. And of course, depending on the track, it would call for a different setting, whether I wanted more robotic or more natural. But overall, this is how I'd be using Metatune on most records that I mix. Without any further ado, let's get into the 4 features that I love about Metatune so far. I'm just gonna be honest, the first feature is gonna be something that I didn't know I needed until I found out that this plugin could do it, which now I can't see myself not using this feature. And it is basically having the ability to audition your notes. If you know your scales and you don't know what key your song is in, this has the ability to help you find it. The way it works is you basically just play the song like normal before you even choose your key. And as it's playing, you would pay attention to which notes would be lighting up. And if you know your scales, then you can audition the notes and see if the sound that you're getting is matching with the key of the song, just like so.
I had a dream, maybe it was just a nightmare. In a ring with my demons, you know they don't fight fair. They gon' treat me like a god when I rock the sign. Never all the oozing eyes gon' fade.
Right, so you can basically audition the notes as the song is playing to figure out which key it's on. Again, if you know your scales, as soon as you play through that scale, you'd be like, yep, this is the key that the song is in, and you'd be able to figure it out that way. You wouldn't need any other piece of software to help you find the key, or if you play an instrument, you wouldn't have to pull out an instrument to start playing along so you can figure out what key the song is in. And for a lot of people, it takes the guesswork out of it because it's just so easy to figure out what key your song is in with just that one plugin. Moving on to the second feature that I love about it is that built-in doubler effect. Normally you would have to add another plugin to get that effect, but with Metatune you get that built in, so you wouldn't need to add any other plugin. And let's take a look and see what that actually sounds like on this track. All right.
I had a dream, maybe it was just a nightmare. In a ring with my demons, you know they don't fight fair. They gon' treat me like a god when I rock the sign. Never all the oozing eyes gon' fade, close the door behind ya. Don't you say I'm acting brand new, you know where my mind was. Making moves, working hard so I don't stay where I was. Now I'm closer, clocking in about 10,000 hours. Pressure, pressure, go and get 'em, now I'm in Bahamas.
As you can see, moving up controls how wet your signal is, and moving sideways controls how much the signal is being blended in with the original signal. And you can use this knob to control them together. Moving on to the third feature that I love about this plugin is the heat map area. In the top line here, we have the input area. It basically shows you your notes and how they are reacting. And right below that, you see the output area. It shows your notes again, but this time it's after they've been tuned. So you can see the difference between the original signal and the output signal after it's been ran through Metatune. Following along right over here, you can see the input signal, and then you can see it right below it how much it's being tuned.
I had a dream, maybe it was just a nightmare. In a ring with my demons, you know, they don't fight fair. They gon' treat me like a god when I rock the...
I think that is pretty cool, and I don't think there's any other plugin that does that to date. So props to Metatune for providing that. And the last feature we're going to be talking about today is going to be the grouping feature. It is pretty self-explanatory, but it is going to save me a lot of time in tuning background vocals. The way it works is in this section over here, you have 4 groups. If you have similar vocals, you can group them together and you can use one plugin from that group, and any changes that you make to that plugin, it happens on all the other plugins. For example, if I had 4 different background vocals on this track that sound pretty similarly, what I would do, I would group them all on group 1, and having this plugin here being part of group 1, any changes that I make here would happen on all the other 3 plugins that is part of that same group. Now, if that is not a time saver, I don't know what is. Now, of course, you can always ungroup them later to do fine tuning for any one that may need more tuning or less tuning than the others. But overall, you can do the bulk of your tuning right here from one plugin by just grouping them together. I think that is pretty genius, and I don't know why that was not available before. That is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to drop a like and comment down below to show your support. And if you're new, don't forget to hit on the subscribe button and turn on the notification for more videos like this. I'll see you guys next time in the next video.